Hi everybody, happy Friday. We're just getting started here, so usually give the chat room a few minutes to fill up, but thank you for watching. Hey Steve, you're already in here. You are incredibly fast. We'll give it a few minutes for some other people, if anybody does join, to come in. If you're watching this in the future, because this does instantly upload as just another video in my stream, we do this every single Friday at 8:30 p.m. We just talk Disney news and or anything else that comes up within the chat room. This week there is not a ton of big news to talk about, so it'll probably go fairly quick. But yeah, we can talk about anything you want, and feel free to comment. Even if you're not watching it live in the moment, we can always go back and continue these discussions afterwards. Let's see. This week we only have a few smaller things to talk about, but we can really kind of continue and do anything here. We got about 3 people in, and yeah, that's about it. Every Friday, like I said, every Monday I post a Disney Store video. We have a very close Disney store to us, and every Wednesday I post a Parks video. We are also going to Disney World. What's the date today? 8 days. 8 days from now I will be there. And so we can talk about that too. Alright, looks like this is the quickest we've ever actually had a good amount of people in the chat room, so we will start now. It's Day Steve said, I was waiting for it to pop on my Twitter feed. Thank you. Thank you for always watching. I really appreciate it. Same with you, Stephanie Lockwood. I'm here after the long day at the Pittsburgh Zoo. We actually spent the morning at, it's called the Museum of Life and Science in Durham, North Carolina. If you are unaware of it, Google it. I'm sure you are unaware of it, but it's a great children's museum, and they have these legitimately huge. I have a fear of heights, and I get to the top, and I'm pretty scared. Tree houses that the kids can climb. I mean, adults can climb it too, but I don't get up there. They have a train that goes back into the woods, and plus a regular a sciencey museum, learning stations, indoor area, a bunch of other stuff animals and library. It's really cool. But we spent the morning there today. And that's about all we did today. Let's see. Crazy Christine. Howdy. Hello. Thanks for watching again. Dave Steve. 8 days so exciting. Yes. I am very excited. 8 days till we're there. We get there on Saturday, and then we're only there for a handful of days. We're there for 3 or 4 days total. But because of the deal that they put out where APs can get people in for 1 day, by 1 day park hopper ticket. I don't even know how to explain it. It exists. Look it up. We have friends who are going to get us in an additional day that we were not planning on going, which is great. That's it. 49 days for Crazy Christine. That's not that long, though. I see in some of these, on the Facebook Junkies group, people are talking about, 480 some days. I'm like, you don't even know that you're going at that point. You have no way of knowing that you are actually going in 400 and some days. 3 days at Disney are better than 3 days not at Disney, 100%. We weren't planning on we're actually something we haven't really announced or talked about, but we were planning on kind of taking a break for a while after this trip. But 2 more really small trips are potentially popping up now between now and the spring. We're planning on kind of holding off for a while, or maybe doing Steve, we've talked with you, or I've talked with you about meeting up for the Dark Side race, maybe doing a Run Disney race or something like that, but keeping our Disney trips kind of minimal for next year, because the plan is to do Disneyland next year. But 431. That's a long time. I am really sorry. That's all I have to say. It's a long time. I mean, it's better than none. It's better than saying you are never ever going. Dark Side. All right, I'm gonna start with some news instead of just chatting. There's 7 people in here. That's the most this chat room's ever had in it. So thanks to anybody who is watching. I appreciate it. Let's see. First thing we are going to talk about is the Great Movie Ride and Ellen's Universe of Energy have officially closed. We talked about it a lot last week. I've actually talked about this at nauseam for the past few weeks that we've done this. I don't care. Neither of the rides. I mean, yes, I'm more sad about the Great Movie Ride, but Ellen's, we never once rode Ellen's, and I get, as someone who's fairly new to the Disney community, in the past few years, there's things I never got to ride or experience, and it really bums me out. I mean, everybody has a price, but I'm not sure you could have paid me to get on the Ellen's ride. just wasn't going to do it. Never going to happen. So I'm not mad about that. The Great Movie Ride in theory was nice, and I plan on like either doing a video or maybe starting a podcast where like with the idea of being like armchair Imagineer, like Monday morning quarterback sort of thing, like talking about like what it could have been, and like obviously there are reasons, but like people talk about like, oh, couldn't they have just updated? Sure, if they would have just updated, that would have been great. But there's a lot of issues with just updating it, mainly being the fact that they don't own the rights to almost anything that's inside of that ride. But they could have done like a great Disney movie ride, which, I mean, they own enough properties to make this happen, but that would have been a major rehaul, and I'm not sure that would have been enough to eat the amount of people and move the people around the park the way they're going to want them to. Because once Toy Story Land and Star Wars Land open up, like, nobody's going to go to those other areas. So I mean, they need something like this Mickey Mouse ride to do it. I like it because the exterior is going to stay the same. The Great Movie Ride, in theory, could have been better, but they weren't ever going to do that, so it's over. Mickey deserves his own ride. I'm excited about it. I know I'm, based on comments that I've seen in a lot of videos about the Great Movie Ride, I know I'm by far in the minority, and a lot of people don't like the new animation style, which is really weird to me, because, like, I love it. Like, couldn't be more in love with the new animation style. But that's me. Let's see. Stephanie Lockwood, if you're still watching, I'm sorry if I was making fun of the 400-day trips there. It was definitely not a knock at you at all. It's just a long time to wait, but I understand it. That's part of the reason why we're talking about. If you're just getting in here, we're talking about like cutting back on our trips and stuff, and part of the reason is just we need to if we want to keep going at an even normal rate, we just can't afford to keep up with it the way we were. I also see that my internet is kind of cutting in and out. I have a little meter here, and I'm sorry if it's been rough. Same, not sad, Crazy Christine crew. I'm assuming you're talking about Ellen's and Great Movie Ride. The next comments were Ellen's was one of the best naps from Day of Steve. Schultz fam, Ellen's is the great nap ride. Crazy Christine grew Ellen with a sleeping face. Let's see. I don't think anybody's gonna miss Ellen's. I know there's people I've seen on Instagram and on YouTube who are like crying about it, and you're not mad about that. Just stop. Like, you are lying. Nobody is mad about that ride going away. Even rethemed, nobody wants to ride a 45, or I think they actually say 47-minute long ride. They just don't. Like, that's a long time. You pay a lot of money to go to the parks. Like, the amount of money that it costs, like, for essentially an hour of your time is just insane. Like, is that ride, like, depending on, like, when you go, is that ride really worth $20? Like, that's what it is. Like, there's no version of that ride. I mean, there is a shorter 15-minute version that is not about fossil fuels and is more about solar power and wind energy and stuff like that, and gives a bigger focus on global warming and stuff like that. Sure, that could be something, but like the Guardians ride's going to blow that out of the water. Schultz fam, I wonder what they're going to retheme the studios, the new name. I know it's coming, just like DCA. We've heard about this new name, or there's been this rumor of the new name for the Hollywood Studios for years now, and I really thought we were going to get that. That was one of my big predictions for what do you call it, D23, and it just didn't happen. And now I'm starting to think like maybe we won't. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't imagine it's going to change much. I think they're just going to lose. Maybe like they're either going to lose studios or they're going to lose Hollywood. So I imagine maybe we get like Disney's Movie Land or Disney's Movie Studios or Hollywood, I don't know, something of that. Hollywood Kingdom or Movie Kingdom, I don't know. It's going to be something, like, it's not going to be drastically changed. Because where the park is going, it's not quite there, but where we'll see the eventual evolution of this park is something of where we're living in the movies, which, sure, that's what Great Movie Ride was, but like we have Toy Story and Star Wars coming. We also have rumors of Monstropolis coming, where like, it's going to be a place where we go to live in these movies. So like, it's still going to be a movie base, but like, it's not a functioning studio now. It really never was a functioning studio. So naming it the studios is kind of misleading, especially when they don't even do things like the Backlot Tour anymore or anything like that. It's not a studio at all. So like, I think that's what you're going to see drop. I think with the fact that they're calling that Grand Avenue in the back where you go to Star Wars Land, back by Muppets and stuff like that, I think they're keeping it Hollywood themed or LA themed. So like, I think Hollywood's going to stay. I think it's going to be like Disney's, I don't know, something like that, to answer your question, Steve. It was a nice ride to cool down in, but it was a snooze fest. Schultz said, we're talking about the Ellen ride. Something else that popped up, a little side note to all this great movie ride and Ellen stuff, is right here. This popped up basically the next morning after Ellen and Great Movie Ride closed. The signs on the outside of the Chinese theater for Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. So that's exciting. Again, I know I'm in the minority here. I know that most people do not like the animation, are not excited about Great Movie Ride going away. But I didn't have that love. I wasn't someone who was at opening day of MGM Studios. I'm kind of new to the fandom, so like I don't have that place in my heart for the Great Movie Ride. And I love the new animation. And I love the idea of what this ride could be. We know very little about it, so it's hard to hate on it at this point, but I'm excited for it. Next bit of news. Express bus service at Disney, I guess at Disney World, it was really park specific, is coming to an end. This is not all that shocking with the announcement of the minivans. I never use the express transportation service, but the people on the internet and on Twitter who I am either friends with or follow seemed overall to be happy with it. It seemed like a good deal. You pay a little bit of money, but you get park-to-park service, especially if you're park hopping or you're going to be going to multiple parks. It seemed 100% worth it. Plus, you get to skip security, which is the big thing that you're not getting with the minivan service. So, that's a bummer. I don't have much to say about it because I never used it. Did anybody who's currently watching ever use the Express, where is it at, the Express bus service? Let me know. Going back to the chat room, I actually like the animation style, talking about the Minnie and the Mickey Mouse one. We are looking forward to the new attraction, and the Great Movie Ride was outdated and needed something new. I agree. But that's just my opinion, and I don't think people who love the ride are wrong for loving it. In my opinion, I prefer something new. And I didn't have that nostalgia, that love. I didn't ride it as a kid, and that's what I hear in a lot of these vlogs and podcasts is like people are like, I remember being 8 years old and riding the Great Movie Ride for the first time. I don't have that. And I feel like if those people didn't have that, they may not feel the same way about it. Going to the express bus service here. Schultz fam said yes, they used it last time, and oh my goodness, we loved it. Yes, we did, and we loved it. The express. Yeah, I mean, I've heard literally nothing but good things about it. We never use it because we drive. We're drivers, and we will probably. I don't foresee a time when we won't drive. So that's that. I like the minivan service, but I think there was a benefit for the minivan service to exist and this to exist. But clearly they didn't have the interest from it, or the feedback wasn't there. I mean, Disney, as I've always said, like even when I'm critical of Disney, there's so much we don't know. There's so much that they do know behind the scenes. There's so much data and information that they have. Like, they're not doing stuff someone didn't just wake up one day and we're like, we're done with the express buses. Like, that's not a thing. Like, they have a reason for doing it. Dave Steve, our problem was we always did something else between the parks. Even if I go back to the room for a bit, it was rare that we just go from park to park. Yes, it is very rare. Like, we're doing it this coming trip, but it's because it's such a short trip. Like, most trips, we're there for a week. And when we go for a week, like you just said, we go in the morning, we go take a nap, swim, whatever it may be, have lunch somewhere not in a park, and then we go to a different park. Again, we drive, but even if we didn't drive, this bus service might not have benefited me. But again, I don't think I ever seen anything bad about it. I think I seen one. I don't know who it was. Can't remember off the top of my head. But somebody on Twitter when it first started. So this has been around for almost a year now. But like when it first started, somebody said like it was supposed to like the deal was it's supposed to come like every 30 minutes or something like that. Tell me if I'm wrong. But there's some sort of schedule to it. And basically they ended up waiting like double the time. But like I seen that one time. That wasn't something I was seeing like every single time somebody was there doing it. So Did I see our problem was okay? Never mind. Schultz fam. We were going to do a review, but seems pointless now. Yeah, I like Steve said below. Now you can do a retrospective. I would say the same thing. Yeah, I mean it's still relevant. It's something that happened. That's not to say that it's never going to come back in a different form. Do the video so when they bring it back as like I don't have another version of this, but they bring it back where like it's regular bus service, but you can pay and it's I don't know, you sit better, I don't know. Something like that. But when they bring it back, then you have like, oh, hey, this is what they used to do, and this was our thoughts on it before, if it's the same. So yeah, I would say still do it. True, we can. It was great to skip security and be like in the middle of the park instead of going to the front, catching the bus, etc. Yeah, that's, I mean, again, I've heard nothing but positive about it. Yes, every 30 minutes they had a schedule for each part. Okay, moving on, because I have nothing more to say about it. It seems like it was a great thing. They're taking it away. They obviously had a very real reason for taking it away. I don't think it's officially open yet, but maybe it is. Soft openings / real openings are here for Mission Space, including the new green mission, which is basically soaring around Earth. There's tons of videos of it online. I don't care where, like, everybody has videos of it at this point. Like, just search it, you'll find it. It seems less intense. They lowered the height restriction down to 40 inches. We will be going to Epcot on our next trip in 8 days, and I plan on riding it. I like the orange side, though, so, like, I'm just excited about it being open. I actually enjoy this ride. I usually make a point to ride it every time I'm there. And now I fully plan on actually doing that. So, hold on 1 second here. Okay. Yeah, and so I'm going to ride it. If you are someone who doesn't normally ride the Great Movie Ride, not the Great, wow, I'm tired, guys, I'm sorry. If you're someone who doesn't normally ride Mission Space, even the old green side, will you ride the new green side? Is that something you're interested in, or is it still a no-go? Like, Courtney won't ride it because of claustrophobia. Like, she is very claustrophobic, and like, just explaining it to her, before she even ever watched a video or seen photos, she was like, that's just never going to happen. And now that we've watched photos, she's like, well, like, I feel like the less intense, like, soaring around Earth, essentially, I could do, but, like, just how close, like, you get in there, and it's like, just so close to your face. I don't feel like she could do, and she definitely does not feel like she could do it. But yeah, does this change your opinion about Mission Space? Will you do it? Will you still not do it? What do you guys think? Yes, it was 30 minutes. They had a schedule for each park. Okay, let's see. Joshua Kruger. The change is the only reason I will ride the green side for a second time. Also glad they got rid of Lieutenant Dan. I'm not necessarily glad they got rid of Lieutenant Dan, but I've seen people on Twitter and on some Facebook groups who are like, I can't believe they got rid of Gary Sinise. 90% of people do not ride this ride. You didn't care about that. You were just getting mad about something to get mad about. Like, I actually like the new girl in the videos. I watched the videos, but, like, I didn't care either way. Like, I actually like the ride, and I'm not mad that Lieutenant Dan's gone. Let's see. The Day of Steve. I only did green once. I've never done orange. I will try the new green, but Shannon isn't sure she will because it's a bit too claustrophobic. And then Stephanie Lockwood said, no, I'm still not going to ride it because it's claustrophobic. Yeah, that's one thing I will say. If you are claustrophobic, because I am not even in the least bit, but if you are claustrophobic, like, even once I was in there, and, like, once you're actually in it, like, it kind of takes a minute before, like, everything actually happens, like, I don't want to say I got claustrophobic, but it got a little uncomfortable. I will say that. So if you are even in a slight bit claustrophobic, I would definitely not suggest changing your mind about it. I plan on riding the green one next time we go back. If the line's short, I'll ride the orange one too, but I definitely wanted to ride the green one just to see the new video. I've watched all the videos already online, and so I've seen it already, but I just want to do it again. I actually like the ride again, so. Let's see, I love Lieutenant Dan, Gina Torres, who played Zoe, and Firefly. I didn't watch Firefly. I don't know her from any of the shows that she was on, but I understand that she's not a nobody. I do know that. But yeah, she seems fine. Whoever was going to be the host and the narrator of this ride was never going to change my opinion about the ride. I wish, other than the orange just being updated, I wish, my biggest gripe with this ride is actually also my biggest gripe with Test Track. I wish there was different outcomes. You're in there, and, like, everyone's got to press the button at the right time, everyone's got to go left, and I wish if everyone didn't do that, there was a different outcome. Obviously, I don't expect them to, like, die, but you already crash. Like, why can't I just, like, why can't if everyone nails it, like, why can't we just not crash when we get to Mars? Wouldn't that be awesome? And same thing, like, going over Test Track. I know this is not about Test Track at all, but, like, why can't if I design my car, like, I don't expect there to be, because I understand that they all got to go faster on the outside to get the number of people through, but, like, why can't, like, what's Radiator Springs Racers, like 55 miles an hour or something like that, or 50? Why can't, like, if I design a really crappy car, the car goes, like, 55, 60. And if I design a really good car, it goes, like, 60, 65. Like, why can't there be, like, some, like, why can't it affect it in some way? Like, that would be my improvement for Mission Space. Is, like, if we all get in there and we all hit the buttons at the right time, we do the joysticks at the right time, and, like, everyone kind of does it right, why can't it actually affect the outcome? Like, that would be cool to me. I already like to ride it. I would want to ride it a million times to have, like, to like, have the different experiences that you could have. That's my opinion, though. With the rumors from the Millennium Falcon ride, your actions will affect the outcome. Yeah, exactly. Like, this seems like a good place to even test that technology out. We're talking about the space restaurant coming next door to it, the Mission Space Restaurant, like, and that's basically going to be a test for the Star Wars Hotel windows. This would be a great area. No one really rides this ride, so if it fails, no one cares. Like, I don't know. That's my opinion about it. Moving on. This next one I don't really have much to talk about. DuckTales premiered. Wow, that's a big picture I put up there. DuckTales premiered this past week, and you can watch the first full episode on YouTube. It's there, free, legally, like, from Disney. Watch it. It's really good. Like, I liked it as a kid, and Quinn didn't really like it, which was a bummer to me. And, like, I've seen some people who were like, oh, it's much different than when it was when I was a kid. It's very different. It's still really awesome. I really, 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 really liked it, and I will continue to watch all the rest of the episodes. And we buy all these TV shows on DVDs. We buy a lot of DVDs. We're kind of old-fashioned like that. But we will buy it on DVD, and we will continue to watch it. Like, I really, really enjoyed it. It was fun. It was good. It kept me interested. Steve said, oh my gosh, I loved it. Capital loved. Yeah, it's a great show. Watch it. It's free. You can legally, legitimately watch it on YouTube. It's from Disney. You're not depriving them of any money or doing anything nefarious here. So watch it. That's all I have to say about it. I had seen a couple people, including myself, Fly Me to Disney helped me find it as well, who were like, how can I legally find this to watch it? Because they hadn't uploaded it to their website or anything like that. And so there it is. Watch it. I'm going to apologize. I can see my internet is cutting in and out, and there's nothing I can do. My computer right now is literally the only thing in the house taking internet, and it's still, for some reason, not doing well tonight. Schultz Time Nostalgia. It is a great cartoon, and now they need to bring back the rest of the Disney afternoon. Well, the rumor is, because we have Launchpad McDuck in DuckTales, and the rumor is Darkwing Duck, even though in the original he wasn't part of Duckburg, he is going to be in the new version of DuckTales, which is awesome. Now, give me Chippendale Rescue Rangers back as well. Like, it's there. I can accept it all in one show. Give it to me all in DuckTales. We can just say the show is going to be DuckTales, the Duckburg universe, and we're going to basically cram them all in there. Even though they weren't originally in there, we're going to write new storylines to make it make sense. I'm okay with that. Like, I'm into it. So far, it's good. Rumor is we might get something of that because I've heard that Darkwing Duck is in this series. Moving on. It hasn't really been confirmed by Disney, I don't think. Dave Steve can probably correct me here if I'm wrong. But Obi-Wan Kenobi movie. I mean, there's been this rumor for a long time now. Ewan McGregor has been like pushing for like this to be a thing, but it sounds like it's going to happen now. That's awesome. Like, I like Star Wars. I am definitely not like the biggest Star Wars fan, but like, I like Star Wars. I'm into it. I'm a little less into the spin-offs. For example, I didn't really enjoy Rogue One all that much. I've actually watched it now that it's on Netflix again, and it just doesn't do it for me. I didn't hate it by any means. It wasn't as bad as like Phantom Menace or anything like that. But like a lot of people, there are many people who think that it is the or one of the best Star Wars movies that's ever been made. Like, that's not a rare thing. Like, you can very easily search the internet and find many people with that opinion. Just didn't do it for me. I honestly liked Episode 3, the one where he turns into Darth Vader, Anakin turns into Darth Vader, more than I liked Rogue One. And I know that's like not a popular opinion. I think I'm going to be the kind of person who like, I like the trilogies. I like the Skywalker storyline, which I'm sure in this next movie, or at least these next 2 movies, the Skywalkers are going to be completely phased out of the storyline. But like, I like the Skywalker universe, where like the rest of the stuff doesn't do it for me. I'm kind of excited about the Han Solo movie, more because of Donald Glover, and I'm not sure that Donald Glover is going to get much time as Lando. Because it is Han Solo, I'm not sure it's going to be like a buddy cop film. I think it's just going to be like he's going to be there a couple times, and that's going to be it. But I'm excited about this. I like Ewan McGregor as Obi-Wan. I imagine it's going to take place after the 3rd movie and until we see him in the 4th movie. I imagine that's where it would take place. Kind of Rogue One timeline-ish. But we don't know that, so. DST said, I just want more Chewie. You're going to get more Chewie in the Han Solo movie. Alright, and for the final topic that I have this week, this was the big news this week. This was when I seen the most people up in arms about, and I saved it for the end. They locked down the toiletries at the resorts. I know people are mad about this. We bring our own, so again, there's so many things that people get mad about Disney. I'm like, I've never even thought I'd be mad about that, because like, we drive, so the transportation doesn't bother me. Like, we bring our own toiletries, so this doesn't bother me. We never bring home what we don't use. It probably just gets thrown away because they can't re-give it to people. So, yeah. But they locked it down. People are bummed about it. It more than likely happened because people abused the system. So, how do you guys feel about not getting the take-home toiletries? They weren't really meant to be take-home. They were meant to be used there and thrown away when they were done, but how do you guys feel about that? Going back to the chat room, Casey Christine Sue says, Crew says, 4 hearts for Chewie. Yeah, I mean, I think that's the big benefit of the Han Solo movie. We'll probably learn how Han and Chewie met. Cool. Not sure how much I'll care, but cool. I'm going to miss my soaps, Stephanie Lockwood. Yeah, I mean, you are not the only one. You are one of hundreds of thousands of people who are very upset about this. And I guess if it was something I expected, or I shouldn't say expected, because you shouldn't expect it, but like if it was something I got used to and got excited about every time, like I get excited about maps. I really like the maps. I go into a park. If I go to Magic Kingdom 4 times over my trip, I will pick up a stack of 5 maps each time I walk in and come home with 20 maps. I abuse the system. I admit it. If they started charging me for maps, or like taking them off the rack and making sure that they only give you one, I would be really upset about that. Or just not giving maps in general and saying, use my Disney experience now because you have it on your phone. You don't need a map anymore. I would be upset about that. Like, I get why people are upset about it. This is just something that I never used and never thought about. Yeah, sure. It's crazy to think that a business would try to save as much money as possible. Yeah, I mean, they're a business in the end. They want to be profitable. I think it's weird because like there's a sanitary issue, and I seen a cast member say that like they're obviously going to clean the pumps and stuff like that, but like, and the pumps are locked down, so technically you couldn't do anything to it. But like one of the big benefit, like there's a sanitary benefit and reason for the small disposable ones. And honestly, there's no way they're paying that much money for it. But again, I have no use for this. We brought our own stuff before, and we will continue to bring our own stuff. But again, as someone who takes way more maps than Disney wants them to take, I probably would be very mad if this situation happened to me. Crazy Christine Crew, or let's see, Shellstam, isn't this going to be better for the Earth since you know less trash? Yeah, I mean, there are tons of benefits to it in the end. And a bunch of people are saying, like, this is how Japan's been doing it for years, like, not just at Disney, but, like, in every hotel. I've seen people sharing pictures from their hotels in Japan and stuff like that, and at Tokyo Sea and stuff like that. It seems like this is not a weird thing. It seems like a lot of the world is doing this, and I see even a lot of people say, like, that they've noticed that, like, Holiday Inns, like, normal, mainstream, mass-produced American hotels are doing this. I don't see that it's the end of the world, but, like, again, a lot of people got really, really enjoyed taking those home. It was a way to experience Disney and have a piece of Disney at home for some people. So, to each their own. Crazy Christina, how are they locked down? Here, I will try to make this image larger. Here we go. Boom. That is how they are locked down. They there's a little, I can't really point on the screen, but like there's a little lock up there, you see? And then if you go like this, they're kind of like just lodged in there. I'm sure with enough brute force you could get it out, but there it is. 7 I've used them, but also have taken some home because I really like the orange soap. Yeah, again, everyone feels that way. And again, I don't blame them. It's just, this is not my thing, but like I have a thing. My thing is maps or any sort of collateral, paper collateral. I like paper things from Disney. I like times guides. I like promos for like anything at the Halloween parties, or like I keep all my bags from the Halloween party, and I'm weird about stuff like that. Like that's my thing. Like I like the free stuff that you can get at Disney. Because it's free, but I think that is my collectible thing. I have way more than I probably should. And like I said, if they changed the system, where like they were only handing out one, or they just didn't hand out maps in general, I would be legitimately kind of really upset about that. Like I don't know. But that's all I got for tonight. For anybody who came in late or came in early, this was easily the most like active chat room we've had. This was overall a good night. So I want to thank everybody who did watch. If you came in late and you didn't catch everything, I'm going to go down the list of everything I talked about tonight. So if there's something that you didn't say about before and you want to just discuss it, we can keep talking. But if nobody has anything else to say, I will probably sign off for the night. The first thing we talked about was Ellen and Great Movie Ride closing, as well as almost immediately the Mickey Minnie Runaway Railway signs going up on the outside. Those signs can be seen here. Pretty cool. The end of the express bus service, something I did not use, but a couple people in the chat room who are here tonight said they did use it and they loved it, and I also have only heard positive things about it. The new Mission Space soft open, I believe it's still in soft open because I don't think it officially opens till like September or something like that. I could be wrong about that. I like Mission Space. I'm excited about it. I'm going to ride it. Most people in the chat room tonight said they were not going to ride it because of claustrophobia issues, which I understand because Courtney does not ride this ride because of claustrophobia issues. DuckTales happened and it's free and it's online. It's on YouTube. Do it. Watch it. It's really good. If you don't like it, I'm sorry, but like it's good. It's free. You can watch it from Disney. You're not like doing anything wrong or illegal. And if you want, message me or get a hold of me on any social media that you do follow me, or however you found me here, and I will send you the link. It's awesome and it's good. There's going to be an Obi-Wan Kenobi movie. Yay! And the toiletry pumps that we just talked about. Let's see. Going to the chat room. We never use what was given to us, and then take the rest home. Josh, great thinking. Josh said, take your old empty bottles with you and fill them up before you leave. As a method, or just take any empty bottles. Like you can get travel size things, usually at Target and like the travel section, and they're just empty bottles. You can fill that up too. Eventually, at some point, Disney's just going to just give up. Like, cause what they're trying to do, they are trying to save money. There are benefits to the individual things. Like I said, sanitary benefits where like I don't have to use the same stuff that other people use. But in the end, they're trying to save money. They're a business. They're trying to save literally, because what this probably breaks down to is literally tenths of pennies. Like not even full pennies. They're trying to save very, very little money, but over time and over the millions of guests they serve, it will save them a ton of money. So, I mean, I can't fault them for it, but eventually people will abuse the system. But yes, for now, take an empty thing, put it in there. Let's see. We never use more than what was given to us. When we take the rest home, there's great thinking. Me too. I'm a hoarder. I have napkins from a lot of the restaurants we went to. I haven't started with napkins yet, but it's something that I've contemplated. I don't take napkins because like the day's so crazy and like we end up throwing stuff in the stroller and like in book bags, and I'm like, this thing's just gonna be ripped by the time I get home. Like I'm not gonna have a napkin by the time I get home. So if I had an easier way to collect them all, I would probably also take napkins. Schultz fan smiley face. So anything else that we want to talk about? It doesn't have to be about what we talked about tonight. Is there anything anybody wants to go over before the night's over? If not, thanks again for everyone who came in tonight. This is like the most active chat room I've had in the like 20-some weeks that I've been doing this now. And I really appreciate it. I really appreciate it. Even if you came in and you weren't active in the chat room, just we had a ton of views tonight. My views are way up this week. Like, this was great tonight. And I really appreciate you taking even 3 minutes of your time to watch me talk about Disney and pretend like I know what I'm talking about. I really do appreciate it. that looks like a big no so far. So yeah, if, let's see, any more safari packs to share? I don't have any safari packs. I think I'd rely on you. You want to share some of your safari packs, and I can make fun of them again? If anybody's wondering, the day of Steve just said any more safari packs to share. Last night, it was like 11:30 at night, which I am kind of an old man. That's really late for me when I'm not at Disney or doing something. Like, if I'm just home, like, I'm pretty sleepy by like 9:30. And I was just like wide awake. So I asked for random Disney news and information, and Day of Steve came out with me with basically the whole Animal Kingdom Safari spiel. And then I was cracking jokes about the random things that I've now memorized since riding the ride so many times. Sadly, no. Alright, guys. Since no one seems to have anything else they want to talk about, which is totally fine, I think we're going to end it here. Once again, thank you so much for watching tonight. I really appreciate it. And like I said, we do this every Friday. We also post a Disney Store video every Monday. And we post a parks video every Wednesday. We are going to the park in 8 days. We will probably do a lot of live streaming then. So if you're not subscribed to us already, subscribe. We will be at the second Halloween park. So we will probably live stream the parade and any shows that we do watch. Except Okapi are not related to the zebra, they're related to the giraffe. They are. That's a fun fact. I always think of the word Okapi and think that it's the Bulbeo tree, the upside down for some reason. Like, I always get them mixed up, and I always tell myself the Okapi is the tree that doesn't need any water for like ever, and then I always get corrected and feel like an idiot. But yeah, we're going to the parks in a few days. Subscribe to us here. We're also on Facebook. I'll probably do a lot of live streaming on Facebook as well. Just search Main Street Citizens on Facebook, and we'll figure it out. We're going to do a lot of stuff on all our social media while we're there, so follow us. Only issues with live streaming in the park I have is losing Wi-Fi access. If I do, that's fine. Like, I'm not too worried about it. We're obviously going to be recording it. I'm going to very quickly after we get back put together a highlight of the Halloween party. So it'll kind of like, I'll skip to the future and then come back to my current vlogs. But we're going to do like a vlog specifically for that to get it out, because at the rate I'm going with my current vlogs and then what I'll vlog there, I probably won't. The parties will probably be over by the time I get to editing and putting out the Halloween party. So we will probably do like one highlight reel of that when we're there. Have fun on your trip. Ample Hills, the Boardwalk Ice Cream Flight. I know you turned me on to that, Schultz fan, and we might do it. And now that we're going to the park for an extra day that we didn't plan on, like we originally had Sunday as like a full day of like do anything. Like, we were going to go to some of the resorts and just hang out and like go to a couple of restaurants and stuff like that. But now that we're going to the parks, kind of changes stuff because we only have Saturday now. And Saturday we're going to Disney Springs. So I'm not sure when we're going to get to the boardwalk, but we're going to try. I lost an entire boardwalk walkthrough, which I was upset about because a certain mustachioed vlogger was there at the same time. Yeah, I mean, if I ran into the Tim Tracker, I don't care that I would lose my footage. I mean, I guess I would care. I would really care, but like, those are running into goals right there. Schultz fan ran into Adam the Woo not too long ago, and I'm still jealous about that. Alright, guys. I think if that's it, if nobody has anything else, I think I'm going to sign off. I really appreciate it, guys. I know I said it a bunch of times, and I want to make sure that everyone knows that how much I appreciate you guys watching this and participating and tuning in. And like I said, even if you're not in the chat room and you just watched, even for 30 seconds, it means a lot to me. I ran into both at the same time once, hit the jackpot. Did you really, Steve? I didn't know that. I really didn't know that. The biggest people that we ran into is I met and hung out with Laramie from Fresh Baked. Well, he announced tonight, if you didn't know that, he announced tonight that he's not doing Fresh Baked anymore. He's doing kind of his own thing, and is on good terms. Like, he's still friends with the Fresh Baked people, but like, he's just not going to be Fresh Baked WDW anymore. He's just going to be Laramie Williams on his own. We ran into him a long time ago. Yeah, it was probably about a year ago now, maybe a little over a year ago. And when he first started, and we hung out with him for like an hour or so, and he was, I mean, ridiculously nice and just as goofy as he is on camera. Like, and I mean that in only the most positive ways. And then we ran into Tom and Sophie. I don't know if anybody watched. I'm sure people do. They're really popular. But we ran into Tom and Sophie at the Christmas party last year. And those are I seen Big Fat Panda one time. I seen him like in the distance. He was like way over there. But didn't talk to him or anything like that. Those are only like Disney famous people that I've seen at the parks. I don't know that I could even like work up the courage to approach Tim Tracker or like Justin Scard or Adam the Woo or anything like that. Alright guys, I think that's it. The watching is dwindling down, and this is about double the length of what I had anticipated. So yeah, thanks. I really appreciate it. They're incredibly approachable. I know that, and I see that Tim and Jen and everyone says that all the time online, like, just approach us, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, that's still weird. Like, at some point in time you do expect it, but like at the same time, like, that's got to be like, I can tell when Tim's cutting, or when, I should say, because Jen does the editing, when like Jen edits, like what, like when he was approached, like those aren't just edits for edit's sakes. Like I can't imagine he makes it more than 20 feet before he has to stop again because somebody approaches him, and that's great that they're so positive about it, but like that's got to be annoying at some point. Like, maybe not. I don't know. I've never been in that situation where anybody's ever approached me about anything. So it's great to know, though, that they are approachable. Schultz fan, we met Justin a while ago, 2 years ago now, I think. Yeah, Justin's like, I like Justin a lot. Like, I know there are varying opinions about Justin's card, but like he's mentioned before that like I've seen Justin in vlogs say like I love meeting people, but like sometimes I just need to like get this video shot or do this or that and the next thing, and like I know that like that's got to be a hard thing, especially for some people. But it's awesome that you've met everybody, Corey. It's totally approachable. Hey, I watch you and you don't know me, but hi. Hey, I watch all your videos. Maybe not as soon as they're posted because I'm really delayed. Sorry guys, also if you're in here, mainly I think it's just Steve and Schultz fan, but like I'm going to watch all of your videos at some point in time. I try to comment on all of them too, but like I have like 40 or 50 videos in my watch later queue, so like I'm really behind. It's gonna take me some time to get caught up, but let's see. Just say, hey Tim. I will. I'm gonna try to do that. All right, guys. I think that's it for the night. I'm jealous that Corey has met all of the famous Disney people, Disney famous internet people. Someday I'll meet them all. My claim to fame right now is Laramie Williams, or I guess Tom and Sophie are probably more popular than Laramie is, but those are my big celebrity meets thus far. Yeah, I've been posting a lot to try and get through to this trip. I hear so many videos, not enough time. Yeah, I follow so many people now, and I just enjoy everybody's videos. Like I wouldn't watch if I didn't enjoy people's videos. And like I enjoy everybody's videos, but like now I'm following like 100+ people, and it's just like so many people like me. I mean, I post 3 times a week. Like so many people post daily or week or 2, 3, 4 times a week, 5 times a week, and it's just like I'll open up my app. Like I'll either, especially on days like, if you don't know, I'm a stay-at-home dad, but I also freelance doing video and photography and stuff like that. And there'll be days where like I do have to go to work and I don't have my phone on me or anything like that. And I'll load up YouTube when I get home, and there's like, 30 new videos in the stream, and I'm just like Tuesdays are bad. Everybody uploads on Tuesdays. That's when I really fall behind. Usually by like Mondays I can get to the point where I only have like 10 or 15 videos in my queue, and then like Tuesday I'll try to watch like 2 or 3 of them, and then like by like Thursday I look at my phone and I'm like, oh, I have 50 videos that I haven't watched. So, alright guys, that's it for tonight. Thank you. I'm going to sign off now. Go hang out with the kid before she goes to bed. And finish watching Riverdale. If you don't watch Riverdale, it's not Disney related at all, but we are just absolutely obsessed with it. We only have like 2 episodes left, or 3 episodes left, so I'm going to finish that for the night, because I got a lot of work to do this weekend. Thank you for watching. We will be back next Friday. If you haven't watched our most recent Parks video from this past Wednesday, I would really appreciate it if you did and shared it. And that's it. I appreciate all of you. Thank you so much for your time. It means the world to me. And yeah, I will talk to you guys next week. See you then. Bye.